All right, I feel like I practice in the car ride and then I get to the studio or I get to the podcast and I just like blank. Like on Monday, I spoke at Vertical and I like had all these points I was going to hit that were going to be fire. And I didn't get to a single one. It's just like, and it was embarrassing. But then
And for all our listeners, that's the voice of Dale Wallace.
good to be here.
Welcome to Audacious Playground. Life is a playground God has given us. It's meant for building, creating, risking, failing, learning, and becoming. Here, we tell the stories of people who are living audaciously, so you feel the permission to play too. Come play with us on this audacious playground.
Yeah, welcome back in. So, here for another week of the Audacious Playground. Another week without John Mark. He's out
In
literally
Austin.
conquering the world. He was sending us some images last night. Endless Frontier?
Endless
event,
Frontier, yeah.
Down in Austin. So, the one and only David Sachs was speaking, and a few other pieces. We invited him to the #1 podcast in Waco.
Well, he said he could do tomorrow. I said, I'm so sorry. We have Dale
We're already
Wallace.
booked. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're
David
here with
Sachs, if you're listening, which you are, to the #1 podcast on Austin Avenue
Hey,
in Waco, Texas.
But talking about blanking. Getting started around the horn. Preston Seibert here as always. What do we got in the last week?
John McGovern, Dale Wallace.
Hey,
That's
good
our
to be
guest.
here.
Our guest today. Okay, around the horn. We have officially deployed demo style of Equilibria, which we'll have another podcast to explain, kind of do a more
does it even
in-depth
mean?
of Builder HQ, which was John has been working on for a while,
Okay, cool.
and Equilibria, what myself and John have been working on for a while. But had 2 demos this morning with some record labels out of Nashville.
Come on.
And so training an agent is fun. So what I was going to say earlier, which I was like, nope, got to hold this for the pod,
It's better
was
be gold, man.
so
You've been sitting on it.
John trained the agent to talk like a down home, like howdy,
Country?
like friend agent.
A Nashville musician friend.
Yeah, it's like oh yeah, like right on, man, like that type of stuff.
Mixes in some y'all.
So I was testing it yesterday and I was like, hey, can you do XYZ? And it goes, I'm not exaggerating. Nah, can't do that. And so I went back into Cursor and I was like, okay, you cannot, please,
You can't lead out.
you can't lead out being a jerk.
Totally.
And so don't be crass, be fun, but be professional. So don't say things like nah, or what were it gave other suggestions.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I can't believe you got AI to like actually say no to anyone. I feel like it's trained to be the yes man.
That's
So
that's
it's
part of
kind-
the beauty of the path we're going down.
Come on, it's probably good that it at least is saying no. It feels like a feat in and of
No,
itself.
but it was just like, just because you're named Gary doesn't mean you can act like Gary. Nah, don't want to do that. So anyway, deployed, or we are doing demos, and it's getting some good feedback, and we'll be getting good feedback. Long story short, I guess I'll just do the quick thing. It's your production coordinator or pipeline coordinator for a song from writing all the way through release or ideation through distribution, and the agentic process to the agent to help kind of as a production manager for the life cycle of a song. So that's what we're building.
That's so above my pay grade,
It's me too.
but
Well-
it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
So
Especially if you know the vertical because of music. Like,
and that's what we've talked about that a lot. Like knowing,
Preston was born a musician.
just
then-
swims in it.
Yeah, just that's the water he swims in. And then I spent 8 years in a music industry, like tech startup.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. So
I knew you were in the
revisiting
tech
that.
startup, but cool.
yeah. So it's a good marriage of a lot of different things. Anything else? My poison ivy's down.
That's good.
Update from last week.
Let's go.
I still have some on my hands. So that last
Where'd
week,
you get it?
my backyard, also known as
Nice.
Jurassic Park Poison Ivy
When
Land.
that pod drops, just It's great. The description of how he got poison ivy.
Goodness.
Yeah, so feeling good.
Yeah, no corrections needed there. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then I have a lot of. For those who don't know, I have a company called Noble Photo Booth.
I did know this.
Yeah, and I have 7 photo booths within the next 10 days. So if you need a photo booth,
millionaire.
So if you need a photo booth, noblephotobooth.com.
Officially 1,000-aire.
1,000 there.
7 does it. It puts you over.
So that's me. Dale?
We need to get you some employees for this photo booth. I saw you setting up the photo booth at dinner one time. You remember that? I saw you at Red Herring.
Well, it was a sorority event.
Yes.
Yeah, that I had to carry up 100-something pound photo booth upstairs. Like not an elevator, because it's like the middle landing area. So you know what? I'm strong. I'm going to work out after this. So I feel good.
Let's go.
Dale, what about you? What is something that we don't know about you in the last week?
I'll just say my morning was hijacked by Baylor NIL deals and Baylor basketball, which I have absolutely zero influence or impact on any of that, other than I have a friend that I want to be on the team, and I have a friend that just was recently named the GM. And then somehow, in trying to connect people, which I do naturally, I got into the mess of what is NIL. And I texted my wife and was like, I genuinely lost my morning because of this dadgum stuff. And so,
are you?
That's a black hole. I know.
Are you part of? Are you going to get any compensation for it?
Say it again.
Get any compensation for it?
I don't think so. I don't know how it works. And I will be careful. I don't think it will work out.
Hey,
so.
I think there's an AI app that you could ask to like help fill in some of those gaps.
I know, honestly, I should. How should I
with
communicate?
With a Christian worldview.
How should I
wink, wink.
Can't ask for
Later.
much more than that.
I know. So,
Wait. Shout out. You want to do the secret twin dad handshake?
Oh, yeah, come on.
Here it is. See? Nobody saw it.
There it is.
So Dale is a fellow twin father.
Yeah.
With myself.
Started with twins. I feel like your way is harder. Yours were later, right?
They were 4 and 5.
Yeah, I feel like that's way harder.
Hey, I only lived it this way, so I want to know. It's all relative.
Yeah.
I've just gotten to watch that game from the bench, so go team.
Yeah, go team.
Keep being a cheerleader.
Wait,
I will say the other thing in Waco this week has just been it's been raining every day, which has been fun on days and terrible.
But it started out
really
good weather.
Yeah,
Sunday was slapping.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
Here, pull your mic just a little closer, just so that we can hear your
We just need to make
velvety
sure we get all
voice.
the highs and lows in there. Well, let's get rolling into your story.
Wait. Do you have around the horn?
Your around the horn is mine. We're just cranking out AI agents and construction industry, music industry. Feeling really productive. Last night I worked late, which was great. About 7 p.m. had this euphoric feeling of winning. I was like, dang, that feels good. It's been a while.
That's awesome.
But that came with the first, it's in my test environment, but still testing all the pipes for direct contractor to contractor payments on our platform, which
Love
is
it.
like, man, that's what I set out to do. So
That's cool.
To be there with all of the foundation underneath it is euphoric.
I love it.
Looking forward to getting that out to market.
And one correction, this is a post correction
yeah,
for when this
for a
comes
mistake
out.
you're gonna make.
I apologize, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for the background if you're watching on YouTube. I chose to do this. It is not a mistake,
Despite me.
despite I'm the
Wise
producer.
counsel.
So despite wise
Wise
counsel, it's a choice, a creative choice that I chose to do. So anyway, we're here with Dale Wallace.
Dale, walk us through the resume. Specifically, what you're working on right now is Ask Light.
Yeah.
But what has gotten you to that point? Usually starting around the college time frame is good. Like birth, we've tried that direction.
yeah.
It just takes way too long.
I've heard that part.
How about college? Where'd you go to college? How'd
No,
you get
totally.
into what you're doing now?
I was an entrepreneurship major at Baylor, and only because this man who was on the board at Baylor told me to be an entrepreneurship major. His name was Jeff Reeder, a family friend I had grown up with. And then but I had gotten this scholarship to go to Baylor to be in ministry. Because when I was about 16 years old, I was at a youth camp where John Durham said, "Raise your hand if you feel like you're called to ministry."
Did you
And I
do?
raised my
You
hand.
did the Baptist,
And
the
I
Baptist
walked.
call.
Oh yeah, he got me.
Yeah,
Got me real good. And afterwards, I was like, "What does that mean?" And we kept in touch via Facebook, and then he moved to Waco my junior year of Baylor. And so, anyways, that's beside the point.
Shout out to John Durham.
Hey, we love
Legend.
John. And so, anyways, I'm at Baylor going into ministry, but entrepreneurship major, which is a little confusing. Get a job at a church in Dallas called Watermark. They had this new thing called the residency. Did that. Felt like it trained me to and prepared me to be in ministry, and loved it. Did 6 years of college ministry at Vertical at Baylor. Really, Watermark gave me a glimpse of what the church was and like how it's amazing when it's done well and right, and when you live in community, confess sin, encourage one another, learn from one another, and like share your faith. I mean, just things that I like thought crazy people did. And then I realized that's what like the ground floor of Christianity was and I was on staff, and I'm like, oh snap, I didn't realize.
This is confession.
Yeah.
This is what we do here.
I was just a lost frat dude, trying to follow Jesus. But
Wait,
like,
were you in a fraternity at Baylor?
I was.
What were you?
I was a KOT. And I know. And then, so I'm at Watermark, come to Baylor, because I was like, I got to go back. Like, I got to go tell everyone that there's this amazing, like, a greater way. And not
Sure.
I had been following Jesus, but I really felt like I had missed it when I was a Baylor KOT. Like, I wasn't leading out well. I wasn't helping. I wasn't making disciples. I wasn't sharing my faith. I wasn't living in purity. And so I like came back, loved it. 6 years
Sweet.
at Vertical.
Did you started Vertical here?
No. Afshin Ziafat
Yeah.
and some students started it with Jeff Johnson. And then,
Well, I know they did in College Station, right?
yeah, Breakaway and College Station. TA came after Afshin, and then he went to Breakaway as well. Greg Mott, who started Breakaway, actually was the pastor of my church growing up.
In Houston,
In
right?
Houston, yeah. Houston's first. So small world. And then I left Vertical because I felt like I had hit a glass ceiling of leadership. Like, I was constantly around 18-year-olds that were like, that was good sermon. And I'm like, that's just not helpful. And I know like it's not that good.
Sure.
I'm like, and so hit the glass ceiling. JP had moved to Waco. We were friends from Watermark. I was like, I need to be around you more and just learn.
Yeah.
Like, we're friends. I love you. I look up to you. Can I be at the table more? They had all this stuff where they were hiring a new college person. And it was right when I had met with them about being around more. And so he was like, be around more, jump on staff. And so I did that for 2.5 years. In my 2.5 years there, we had 3 children. We had 3 under 2.5. Yeah, twins. Remember?
Twinsies.
Twins. And then, and my wife had been sick. She had 21 antibiotics in 3 years. So she was like, hey, I'm not okay.
Wow.
We have 3 kids and I'm not okay. And I kind of went to the church and was like, hey, I think it's time for me to make a jump, be home at night and make way more money and have her stop working. And no offense to the church, it's just, we went from 2 salaries to like 1 quicker than we anticipated. So
I get it.
started working for this family named the Readers, who had told me to go to Baylor. If you were paying attention to the first part of this, the family I grew up with, that were a Baylor family. And I started working on one of their businesses with one of the sons that they had owned and they had acquired. I was selling something for their acquisition. It was good, honestly, good product, but it was to like the public school space. And I don't know if y'all have been tracking with what's going on in the public school system, but most people operate at a deficit. So there isn't much extra money lying around. And I learned AI. Like, I had been learning AI. I love AI. I've enjoyed building things with AI. That's what I mean by AI. Everyone's like, you love ChatGPT. I'm like, I love building things with some of the AI tools. That's what I mean. And that's what led us to Light. The initial idea was an AI life coach, because the family that I work for has like a consulting company. We were going to put AI into that kind of life coaching, executive coaching. Then it became like Christian AI life coach. Then it became Christian AI. And then it was like, wait, there is no Christian ChatGPT. There is no resource for every church to use. There is no resource that has like Bible commentaries that built, the answer with biblical worldview, and also can like help a church with their communications or their graphics on Sunday. Maybe we should build out the Christian ChatGPT. And so that's where we are. We launched like 3 weeks ago, and I am learning a lot very fast. A lot of it the hard way.
You have people on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Well, I want to dive into that later.
Yeah.
But so these are all things you've done. Oh, and also I want to give a shout
missed
out.
like all the things I missed.
Well, if you're listening and you're in the Waco area and you've been to a Baylor baseball game or Baylor basketball or football from the years of 2018 to 23,
good old
and
days.
you're like, this voice sounds so familiar, and you're wearing a shirt that was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah,
Dale was the one that says, "Here comes the shirt cannon."
Come on.
So Dale, tell me, that's really what we're here to talk about. Is when
Welcome
you were
to the
the
Matt's and Financial Pod, brought to you by Brent, Blake, and I don't know.
you're the hype man, the Baylor basketball and football hype man.
Dude, I miss those days. Those were good days. That honestly was part of God's favor when I was at Vertical. A GA called me and was like, "We need an MC that won't drink on the weekends. Would you do this?" I'm like, "The bar is so low. I can help you." And that's how it started.
That's their criteria. Do you drink? No. You want to be a hype
Will
man?
you drink at Scruffs after the game? No, I won't be at Scruffs. Okay, cool. You're hired. Come be the hype man for Baylor. And I missed a bunch of stuff in between. VertTube, we tried that during COVID. It was a disaster, which is just YouTube Vertical. Like, anyways, it was dumb. Saint Laundry was a laundry detergent.
I remember that's when we first started talking about
it. Was a cheap knockoff of Diva, and still a good idea. But then we found out like fragrances are like so dangerous.
Yeah.
And like genuinely toxic. And so we bailed on that. And then
that's everybody's classic timeline. Went into ministry and then go into detergent creation.
Yeah, no, duh. Makes total sense.
Going back to what you were talking about, being a student in the entrepreneur department, but feeling called to ministry, it's like, because those are connected. Like, yeah, actually.
No, totally.
Yeah.
They're
very, very similar.
No,
it was
I
like
agree.
out in the Wild West for most of it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about ministry that people don't fully understand is that like it's so entrepreneurial because you get a little bit of everything. You're like overseeing marketing. Like if you're a youth or college pastor, you're you're over marketing, you're over communications, you're over parents, which is like, customers, customer service, and
like development
opinions that you have to, work with. And
development.
And then for Vertical, I mean, I was running a $250,000 budget. We were raising money. It was like, for a 23-year-old, it was a really meaningful opportunity. And I to this day, I like truly am so grateful I didn't mess it up. Like at minimum, I'm like,
it still exists today.
It still exists. I didn't screw up, and God worked. I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord. I feel so protected, and like He was kind to me. So, trying to think of what else and then I bought Pokios last summer.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
What's Pokios?
Oh
dude.
man, I should have brought.
You should have brought
For
some.
For those of us that don't know.
Oh, it's like cookies and ice cream. It's like Waco's OG cookies and ice cream truck.
What?
That
It's like an ice cream
disappeared
cookie
a
ice cream
couple years
sandwich
ago.
truck.
Yeah, disappeared. A couple that started it were amazing. They crushed it. They had a falling out, and then the next couple just did caterings, and they didn't buy a food truck. And then I bought it thinking we could recover it. And then my partner and I, my business partner, who's in life group with me, we kind of got into it. For 6 months, we kind of were working through it. We were enjoying it. It's a good business. And, but then like legit started taking a lot of my time. One of our developers works at night, and that's kind of when I was doing some of the admin for Pokios. So I sold Pokios like yesterday. It was like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
You really did? Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
you
really
bought
did
it.
exit.
Okay.
Yeah. My business partner bought me out.
Cool.
He wanted to go big, and that's what it needed. That is what it needs.
So the saying "go big or go home," like
Yeah, it was actually good.
You walked out.
I went home, and I told him once I saw the writing on the wall with light taking more time, I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm not going to be able to do my half of the bargain."
Mm-hmm.
And so we tried to hire for that initially, couldn't find the right hire. And that's when he just came to me and was like, let me buy you out. And I was like, that's perfect.
That is actually a really good story.
No.
And a lot of times it doesn't go that way.
Well, that's what's weird is I texted my life group this morning and I was like, I'm so grateful this has been seamless. I hear horror stories. I have friends going through things and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Partnerships, buyouts, all these things are, I mean, we literally landed on a number. I just said, hey, what have we put in? He told me a number and I was like, triple it. And he was like, deal.
Wow.
Cool. So I got my money back, like, I guess plus
Plus a
2x.
bit,
Yeah.
which is
Which
awesome.
I'm like, and if you really don't know what Pokios is, I think that the business is it's going to be worth something one day.
Sure.
But it's not there today.
Yeah.
So I knew that and he knew that, and it was a win-win because he can still win and have a huge success. And also, what we bought it for was peanuts.
The name is solid.
It's
Like
so great.
legitimately, I've never heard of it before.
Oh my gosh.
So just hearing it
Gotta get out
and
more,
then
John.
explaining
Oh,
that
man.
it's cookies and ice cream is like, dude, I can see it in my mind already.
I remember
So-
I did a sorority event last year with Photo Booth, and the truck was there,
Yeah.
and I was really excited. That's my story.
Come on.
Sticking to it.
Yeah, go.
So part of you were asking, we were talking before the show. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, Audacious Playground, like what started this and
Totally.
why? And
Yeah.
it is that audacious journey and the invitation from God of like, hey, he put something in your heart and it's
Yeah.
different for everybody. Like some people will explain it as like, I heard something or
Yeah.
like I saw a picture. Maybe it's a dream that happened or whatever. But like we can recognize it. So in the journey, as you were mentioning, getting called out, it's like, I'm going into ministry in high school.
Totally.
But just like tracking that through your storyline, especially as an entrepreneur, like the more entrepreneurs we talk to, it's like there was a moment, there was a thing. It's like I just saw this, like I just knew it. But there's like kind of follow-ups in that
Yeah.
where you know it's different. So there was something that happened with light that you were like, that's different.
Yeah.
Like kind of step into that for a second, like because it also sounds like it's pretty recent and you might even still be in that moment
Yeah.
of unpacking it.
No, totally. I think it's been a journey of like, oh, wait, there's something here. And this, like, just to rewind, I mean, I was a college pastor for 10 years. And at first, people would have lunch with me and like take notes and listen to what I would say. And then, like, slowly but surely, less people cared what I had to say. And I just noticed, like, oh, they're starting to turn to influencers, podcasters, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Like, they're just turning to whatever they're choosing. And it's not much different than the way I grew up on, like, John Piper, Desiring God blog, or, you know, the Gospel Coalition or gotquestions.org. So, like, resources are good. Like, it's not bad. So you just have this journey that I experienced for 10 years and how students were slowly starting to like look other places. And then you have this, like, we're going into AI moment. And then I realized all these stats about Gen Z, 40% trust AI as much as their pastor. 40%. And then you have these stats of like 50% of Gen Z uses AI like daily. And then you have all these stats on the way they use it as a counselor and how they turn to it for personal use because it's this, they view it as a safe place because nobody else can see it. There's no like risk of somebody being like, hey, stop, you know. And so you have this like 10-year experience of ministry and resources being like a part of it. And then you realize that all the people that I was trying to pour into are turning to AI now. And it's like, boom, what if we put God questions and Desiring God and Bible commentaries and Spurgeon sermons and all these different things into our AI so that when they asked it, it would give them meaningful, biblical, awesome answers. That's how we got here. That's the journey.
I love it.
And I would say the other things that the aha moments, and I'll say these, they might not happen, but I feel like we launched on Sunday and I had a meeting on Monday with the CEO of the largest Bible software in the world and the best. And I just said, hey, can we partner? And he said yes. Okay, so this hasn't happened. Even when this airs, this will not have solidified yet. But there are moments like that along the way where it would be impossible for me to talk to all the publishers that I would need to talk to get to what that partnership could be for us. And for Gen Z to get genuinely one of the best resources in the world. And I mean, I like grew up, or I didn't grow up with it. I went to seminary. I'm a seminary dropout, and I used it. All your pastors use it, you know? And so it's like, it's moments leaving those meetings where I'm like, okay, God, this seems like you. This does not seem like our great idea. This seems like you have something here. And then I call, you know, and so there's just little like nuggets. And I would say, and there's days I wake up and think, this is going to flop. This is a joke.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Those are the fun ones.
There's $100 million, like this, every Christian in the world is going to have this, you know.
That's awesome. We're cut from the same cloth. Like, yes.
I mean, there's the amazing days where you leave those meetings, and then there's the days where like you're just deflated because Meta is broken and like it didn't take our credit card, stopped working this week, and I was like, this is
It's over. That's it.
Yeah, it's so over. And really like feedback, like that's the other thing I learned in ministry. I'd be curious y'all's thoughts on this. How much like do y'all get feedback? Because the feedback is wide ranging for our app. It's, I love this. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened. And this is the like, I wish this didn't exist. That was on a genuine feedback form that I got this week. I wish this didn't exist. And I'm like, you should go use something else, you know? And thankfully I like worked in church and ministry long enough to be like, it's okay. You should go somewhere else. There's no hard feeling.
I think that's really important to unpack because I would say the same, but maybe for a different reason, but maybe they have the same reason for me. Like,
Okay,
I
come
wish
on.
it didn't exist because I wish it was just the norm. You know, like there shouldn't have to be a like Christian version of
Agreed.
X. And that's something I'm excited to talk to you guys about and like explore more of like the branding of like, this is the Christian, you know, model, AI model, LLM that is getting built out. But also, isn't it just the worldview model that we have? Like everyone's just going and building their model.
Yeah, they're
And
personal,
doing-
you're saying?
Yeah. Well, any of the PhD students or whoever is doing the research and building a model,
Yeah.
it's taking on their DNA in some way
Yeah,
or
exactly.
fashion, right?
Yeah.
So in the same way, it's like, no, we're just building the model that supports
Yeah, our worldview.
the worldview that we have.
Totally.
So in that sense, like it'd be beautiful that it didn't have to have any distinctions.
Totally.
But also on the other side, gathering feedback, like
Totally.
similar path of like, hey, I've had some stuff that worked, a lot of things that didn't work. The consistent thing of all the things that didn't work, the sooner I got feedback, the better. It's like, oh, this is only a cool idea to me. But in the good ideas and in the bad ideas, there's feedback on either end of the spectrum. But that bell curve widens substantially, typically on something that has legs.
Totally.
So if you didn't have any bad feedback yet, be like, well, maybe take that into consideration. Are you really reaching everybody? If somebody and people are on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, yeah, it's probably actually moving the needle.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. And you can let data speak. That's the other good thing is like there is good data on conversion rates of apps, paid users, non-paid users, things like that. That's kind of helpful too, to just be like, it's actually above average, you know? Like
Yeah.
The app itself is above average. Our landing page, far, far above average.
That is something that I'd love to talk about for a minute.
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
of being in technology, I get approached by multiple people about like, hey, I've got an app I want to build, or I'm working on this app, or like there's a lot of ambiguity.
Yeah.
And especially for a client-facing app like what you have,
Mm-hmm.
the drop-off rate through the funnel
Oh my gosh.
isn't really understood. So when people
Insane.
are like, dude, I just need to get 1 million people to hit my website, and then we're like a tech giant.
Totally.
How many conversions do you think you're going to get from that? So you're walking through that right now, right?
Correct.
And what does that look like for you guys?
Well, I would just say the number of people that actually download our app, like are in their Apple iOS app store, click download, and then don't get to our app is like hundreds and hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think nearly 20 to 30% of total downloads don't even open and like do the first thing, which is just like sign in with auth, like just sign in. So that's a wild thing. Not to mention the like our app store landing page currently. I would say it's 60 to 70% today. And I genuinely think that's good.
Yeah.
And people are like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's really high.
And we have a 66% onboarding rate of completion, which again, I'm like, this is terrible. We are failing.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's normal. It's a little low, but it's normal. You know, it's like there's a range and it's in the range. And for us, that's literally, again, hundreds of people. And the other weird stat, this is new. This is like hot off the press.
Here we go.
9 seconds is our average onboarding time. Let me assure you that our onboarding does not take 9 seconds. It is a 2-minute ordeal if you read what it says.
Yeah.
So that means no one is doing it. Like everyone is blasting through it.
Yep.
And like genuinely we're talking about, should we just like have no onboarding?
Mm-hmm.
9 seconds. It's just like, oh, let's just throw them in the chatbot, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's helpful, but that's where it is. It's astronomical. Ours actually, our landing page is at like a 75% conversion to click to download,
That's really,
which is actually really good.
high.
But then then there's a 60 to 70% on the App Store page. So it's like, there's all these percentages where you just drop off people each time.
As we were talking earlier, spent time in the music industry. So we had a consumer facing app, and our download, like all the way through the funnel from discovery to creating an account, was like 1%.
Oh my goodness.
It was like 1 or 2%. Because first we're looking at traffic, and then the click of like, oh yeah, people are engaging, we're doing a great job. And then the friction to install an app is massive.
Bonkers.
It is massive. So having the sign up rates that you have is pretty phenomenal.
Well, that's
But most
part of
people
the
don't know
like,
that.
no,
They
no,
don't
no.
know.
I completely agree. That's part of the whole thing where we're like, oh my gosh, there are people that want this, need this, and our messaging isn't even sharp right now. We're like, yeah, Christian AI and like, beware of AI's dangers. And we have like a few like things that we would say are talking points. We aren't saying them yet. Like those videos haven't even played on our Instagram yet to see what's really going to make people like, right now it's just like, check it out, we launched. Like that's today. Christian AI, that's it. It's Ask Light in the iOS store. Like that's it today. So I'm like, I'm excited for the day where we realize what's the real pain point. And there's plenty.
On a practical note, how are you, or what are you doing? Maybe you can't share this. What are you doing on the back end to train the model to quote be a Christian worldview? Like,
Yeah.
where are you taking it?
Yeah.
Are you implementing like Strong's dictionary, like Strong's commentary, or how are you making it Christian?
Yeah. One, we work with an AI company that actually has some guardrails built in. So that'd be part of it. And then two, it is, it has data sets on top of it that have just data from Christian worldview. Think exactly what you just said, commentaries, got questions, things like that. I would say some of that's coming. I shouldn't say that that's like a done deal.
Sure.
We are like testing that this week. And so it's a combination of guardrails, engineering, data, and then frankly, even some things where I would say one of our advantages is that we don't do image generation. So it's like, it's not that we, I think image generation, 20% is inappropriate. And so until we really have a good guardrail on image generation, it won't be a part of our platform until we can ace the test on it. And so it's like, there's the LLM that you're trying to train and you're trying to get it to do input outputs correctly, but it's also like, it's the things you can't do that are going to protect your kids when you want your 16-year-old to try out AI and experience it, because they're going to be in an AI native world. but you don't want it to say something crazy. You don't want to prompt everything, talk like Jesus, or talk like you are a follower of Jesus. And we go to this church, so make sure it's in line with our fairway. It's like, hey, we are a really good place for parents to show kids the power and enjoy the fruit of AI without the thorns and the backside. So,
yeah, I'm just thinking, because at my son's school, they're doing a project and they're having to do all these things. And it's, it's all things that we did when we were in school.
totally.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, our kids need to be trained in AI.
No,
Like,
totally.
and, but I love this because it's like, you pick YouTube Kids or the Dude Perfect app or
exactly.
or not even Netflix Kids, but yeah, the Dude Perfect app. They came in, and the origin of the Dude Perfect app was all these ads, like even when you're watching Dude Perfect, it can be very suggestive, sexual, all this other stuff, and so like we have the capacity to build something that we can bring on all the people that we trust and create that, and like we love the Dude Perfect app, and so this is in similar ways. It's like this is the DP app of AI.
No, exactly. And that's where the opportunity is. And we want to get it to Gen Z too.
Yeah.
Like we don't just want the parents' oversight. We do want parents to be able to see all of the kids' chats. There's just things where it's like these AI companies are not thinking about families. They're not. They're thinking about trying to make their $30 billion valuation. Or is it trillion? What is it?
Trillion.
I've heard it both ways.
Trillions. Or they just hit 30 billion in revenue. That's what Anthropic just hit. And they're just trying to make sure their valuations become reality. They're not trying to. I think Anthropic's better than OpenAI. I think OpenAI is going to have to make hard decisions that aren't being considerate to families in the same way social media did. They weren't thinking about kids and families. They were thinking about making tons and tons of money and getting you to keep scrolling.
Yeah.
And so that's part of our pitch, but it's going to be a hard uphill battle to convince people that, all these AI companies aren't.
That is something that I want to dive really deep into long term, but at least for this conversation, spending time in tech,
Yeah.
and understanding at least my distillation of the Silicon Valley mindset, move fast and break things, which included the rules,
And families.
which has resulted in insane growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in hindsight, it's like, oh man, those guys, they were breaking some eggs, I guess. But the outcome of that, like what you're talking about, the infinite scroll, it's like absolutely that's a known addictive behavior. But
Totally.
So they're like, it's okay, we're gonna leave it, right?
Exactly.
But on the other end of the spectrum, when we're working, I'd say when we're working with purpose and we run into a wall, like, oh well, we can't go any further. It's like, no, dude, move fast and break stuff. Like, are you on a mission?
Totally.
And something that has really resonated with me over the last couple of years is this verse in Nehemiah where like he's trying to get distracted.
Totally.
And his response to the other kings is like, basically, leave me alone. I'm working on something important. In the same way of like when we're set out with purpose, just being like, leave me alone. I'm working on something important. And in like what you're working on as you're bumping into the rules, and at least in this space, like I want to see that applied as believers in our faith.
Totally.
It's like we get pushed back on things like, oh, you can't do that. Like that, you're bordering on too churchy or something. It's like, says who?
Yeah.
Totally.
Like let the market tell us that. As you're talking about parents and introducing kids to AI and like, oh dang man, I'm gonna be having that conversation pretty quickly.
No, totally.
And that's a really good point. No, I don't want to just turn my kids loose
Totally.
on the open internet of open AI. And then also thinking about schooling, and especially private schools. Like, yeah, you want kids to have experience with that.
Yeah.
Is Light getting connected with some of the private school networks and
That's a good
being
question.
able to do that?
We're talking to Baylor, but that's because we love.
Well, I mean, primary.
No. No. But here's the interesting thing: we're applying to private schools right now, and like their whole shtick is like we don't have screens.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's like an interesting. I actually think it's the parents' role to probably I should not probably. It is the parents' role to disciple their children.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that the best way for parents to ensure that their kids are safe on AI is for them to, I mean, it's like driving a car.
Yeah.
You gotta show them how to drive. You put them in the driver's seat and sit there and put your life on the line. Sure, yeah, in the car, but like, there's some level of like, they need a permit before they can just drive around. And so I just think of it in that way. We need to help parents do that. The problem is the parents don't know it. They don't even know where to turn.
I got to go back. Private schools don't have screens.
Well,
Root cause.
Some of them, I know.
Root cause.
Most in Waco
Private
don't. Yeah.
schools don't have screens because
I think it like
the internet's dangerous.
yeah, no, totally.
It's like, oh, we can't have any of that.
And I think it like actually doesn't help learning. I think studies are like it actually isn't that helpful.
Well, on that note, when I've been working on Equilibria on Cursor, I've sat Judah next to me. I said, just watch.
Oh, totally.
And like, I can't even explain to him what's happening, but I'm like,
You're like,
I literally, I told him, I said, hey, watch this. You need to watch because you need to know how to do this. I don't know I can't tell you everything that's happening. Like if you were sitting with him, John, you could tell him, but I'm like, just to get in front of him, like, you want to be an engineer. Like he wants to be like building engineer, but also like his brain works in that same way. I'm like, just to get it in front of him and like to see this is coding. This is like this line. When this goes here, then it goes here. And so I want him to be around it. And I'm like, it's the whole conversation. I mean, now we're getting into education. It's the whole conversation of, I tell Carolyn, I'm like, babe, Judah's going to school or university in 8 years. I don't even know if university will be around in 8 years.
Totally.
Gonna be different.
So
It's already different.
But to answer your question, we're not selling it to private high schools. And when I ask schools, we're interviewing for schools right now for our 4-year-olds pre-K. And I'm like, what are your thoughts on AI? And I'm like, and they just kind of laugh because it's pre-K. And I'm like, I like genuinely care, but not for the next 5 to 10 years. I won't care. But so I just think it's going to be an interesting conversation. And I would say in general, education doesn't talk about AI because parents throw rocks. When you talk about AI, everyone has so many opinions that you'll get the rocks.
Sure.
And then if a pastor talks about AI, they don't. 12% feel confident to talk about it because they're going to get so many emails and rocks, and they genuinely can't answer all the questions. And then what are you going to do with the lady that thinks it's evil, and it's like Satan's playground, and you're like, I don't know how to explain to you that this is like code.
that's why this is Audacious Playground and not Satan's Playground.
That I think is a really, really important conversation in the church to be going through, because so talking about the lady that thinks it's just like pure evil. Where does that come from? Most of it's misunderstanding or a lack of understanding. So if we look through human history, there's a lot of waves that have come through.
Totally.
It's like, this is just the end. Like, you can't touch this. This is the
Very
mark of the
common
beast
belief.
or whatever. Like,
Correct.
you start
Yes.
tying things together. And most of that comes from not actually understanding what's going on. And so, like, as the AI wave has come through, I've tried, at least as it was first unraveling, right? It's like, what else going on? Just taking a step back and looking at what is actually going on. Because the headlines are like, agents are people too, and like craziness stuff,
Totally.
right? Like, I've been in machine learning for a while. I don't think it is how people are saying.
Correct.
But it challenges, like with every technological release of things, it challenges our beliefs, I think in a good way. So medicine has done that in some areas of like healings and not healings, whatever. Like people fall all across the spectrum in that.
Yeah.
And in the same way, I think it's a really healthy question that's being asked of what does it mean to be human? Because we're made in the image of God.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things through human history that we have equated to that.
Yeah.
One of those being our ability to reason.
Yeah.
Is that actually accurate? Because computers can reason. Like, does that mean they're human? No, it doesn't, right?
Yep.
But like unpacking those things, yeah, it's a really deep conversation and well to start unpacking, but I'm glad that it's happening.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you guys are in the space that you're at, because it helps. Like, I think it helps invite people into the waters.
No, totally.
It's like, hey, where do you think this is at? Because if what they think is true, yeah, we should all back off.
Yeah.
But if not, we should be able to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What's interesting too is that I genuinely believe
Mm-hmm.
that AI could be the most helpful thing to the church, Big C church, the body of Christ. I like genuinely believe. And this belief comes from, if God is a creator and we're made in his image, and so we there too are also called to create. See Jordan Rayner's book, Called to Create. Like, if that's who we are as human beings, the garden, cultivating, exercising dominion, all these things. Like, let's
Totally.
just think about all the ways that God has created us, and as humans, this is who we are, this is what we do. I just imagine how many ideas that God has entrusted to people that they are in the ground, not being faithful to multiply that talent that they have been given, time, talent, treasure, and I would say potentially technology. And they're just bearing this talent, even though God's whispered into their ear or spoken to them at some point in their life, hey, I want you to write that book. Hey, I want you to paint that photo. I want you to make that, Devo, that mom's postpartum journey. I want you to start that 30-day challenge. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that God is calling people to, but the reality is, I think we are burying so many treasures that God has entrusted to us, and it's because of a lack of faith. And I genuinely believe that AI could be the thing that helps people say, okay, well, what's my first step? And what's my next step? And what's my next step after that? And as a thought partner and builder, don't just think ChatGPT, like think thought partner builder. You're going to it and go, okay, now what's my next step? You can now go 0 to 1 or 0 to 10 so much quicker as just you, the solo person. The other problem is that people think they're going to become millionaires when they're faithful to what God has entrusted them. But the reality is, it's like, no, you got about 10 more of those before one of them actually is like an income producing thing. And so there's some reality of like, but I can't make money. And it's like, but you're supposed to be faithful. Like, God gave you that thing for maybe one person to read it, or for one person to see that piece of art, for one person to do that 30-day challenge, purity challenge that you want to make. I'm making up stuff. There's better ideas than these.
No, this is good.
And so this is what I'm passionate about. You go, what's the Audacious Playground? The Audacious Playground to me is helping the body of Christ be faithful to multiply the talents they've been given, be faithful with little, he'll entrust you with more. And then over time, I think AI can help.
Yeah.
And I think we're busy worrying about if it's evil. I'm like, sure, it was built with words that are in the world and potentially even evil words, but like, didn't you grow up on Dr. Seuss too? Like, that's a worldly book. I can't believe you read it. And so, but the reality is, I'm actually talking about like building things, which y'all are talking about too. Like, we're talking about Claude Code helping you build out a system to, create this 30-day journey for mothers. And honestly, Jimmy Seibert's 30-day prayer journal is a pretty good example.
It's getting published as a book too.
No way.
Yes, Yahweh.
Come on, let's go.
There we go.
My wife and I have been going through it for the last 90 days. And so the 30-day prayer journey has been extended.
Yeah, shout out Uncle Jimmy.
Genuinely, like, such a helpful resource. It's stuff like that where it's like, it's on a landing page. It's so easy. It's an email. It's a PDF. I'm like, there are thousands more of those. Yes. And it's not about Jimmy getting 100,000 emails to his newsletter. I'm like, genuinely, somebody gave me that resource.
Yes.
As my wife and I are praying about what to do. And I'm so grateful.
I love it.
I'm grateful. And I love Jimmy. That's the other good thing, is I trust him, and I'm reading it and I'm going, oh my gosh, I wish I'd known about this. The only thing it's just distribution. That's the next challenge, is like, build awesome things and then figure out how to get it to more people.
That's so true.
And that is the breakdown of what I see.
Come on.
Is like how much of our worldview is based on where limitations have been. It's not human or not human.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, that's just what it's always been for history. But then there's these stepwise function changes, right? Like our view of people around the world is different because jets exist.
Yes.
Like, they're not evil. They also drop bombs.
Totally. Can be used for evil.
Right?
Absolutely.
What happens when a new tool exists? And like what you're talking about, I totally agree. It's a tool to unlock creativity. Because at the core of what LLMs do, so our definition of AI right now, they're all LLMs. They are repositioning known knowledge. They don't create anything.
Correct.
Nothing's created. It's just reformed stuff that already exists.
Pattern recognition.
So there are new permutations on things that come out and look new, but it helps connect the dots and helps close out what is typically tasks that would waste our time.
Correct.
And my belief, this isn't something I've done like a full deep dive discovery on, but I believe that unlocks our ability to be creative like our dad is creative. Like, just like what you're saying, we were created to create, and it unlocks another level of that, which is just, it's exciting stuff.
Totally.
I mean, on the creative front, and I don't know if we haven't talked about this on the podcast, but the whole upheaval just in the music realm of, Suno is coming to it's doing 7 million songs a day, which is insane.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
I'm also a Suno fan, so maybe we should talk about it. Maybe we should.
But I know many people in the music industry who are amazing, love the Lord. It's like, nope, won't touch it. And at the beginning, I was like, I don't know. But I will say the thing that my introduction to it was my brother. He loves sharing the gospel with people and going all over the world. And he made Suno worship songs.
Totally.
Just like in, I forgot which language, but for Afghanistan. And then a specific language in Indonesia.
No way.
And he was just like, hey, let's write a song, blah, 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 talking about this in these languages. In Duru, and like, I think that was the language, but Afghan and some random languages in Indonesia. So when my sister went to Indo, she got in a car, like an Uber or whatever. He was like, hey, can I show you some of my brother's songs? And they'd never heard worship in their language before.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but my brother's he's not monetizing off of it. He doesn't care. He's just like, I think this could be the very first ever worship music ever in this language.
And we've had a few conversations about this, which has been really fun. But it's a tool.
Yes.
That unlocks creativity.
Totally. It is.
And like what you're talking about, people that have ideas, that have that creative spark.
He's taking notes.
Unlocks.
I'm looking for my song.
It unlocks an ability that wasn't previously present. Just like I would argue synthesizers have.
Well, drum machines. Phil Collins of Genesis.
Auto-tuners.
Auto-tune. I mean, Phil Collins made drum machines. People demonize drum machines. And then Phil Collins comes in, who's one of the best drummers in rock music. He's using drum machines as a musician. And then people are like, oh, like, this is pretty great. So, but unlock creativity. I'm not a producer. Like, I can record guitar or my vocals. I know how to do that, but I don't know how to build a whole session.
Yeah. But
with Suno, it unlocks. I finished multiple songs because I'm able to hear it sonically at a different level, and then I'm able to think other ideas. I'm not writing lyrics with ChatGPT or something because I
do feel like that's where the line actually is. If you're going to write a worship song, the words should be inspired by God. But if you don't know the language to sing it in, I'm like, what an amazing tool.
Yeah, and I think it's a great thing. And dude, it's like, I mean, if a person hears it and gives their life to the Lord, like, is it not worth it? You know,
totally.
But it does unlock the creativity, and I want to.
Wait, let me see if this works.
Oh, yeah,
let me see if it works.
Crank it up.
I should have tried it a second ago.
You can send it to me. Maybe we can put it in the intro.
Oh, this is the bad one.
Oh, that's the bad one, guys. Don't listen to that one.
Don't listen to that one.
That one's not the radio.
Not inappropriate. It's just not as good as this one.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I think this was a one shot prompt. Forrest Frank, Jesus loves me.
Jesus loves me, this I know. For the Bible tells me so.
This is like Tori Kelly version.
Come on.
It is public domain, so you can do that.
They are weak, but he is strong.
Just wait for the drop and then we'll stop.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus.
All right, sorry. I know that might sound
Wow.
bad to y'all, but that sounds better than what's in my car when my kids and I drive around.
Do your kids like that song? Yeah, but my kids like the songs that I've stupidly made up, like Pizza Daddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just wait till Pizza Daddy drops.
Oh my gosh.
We should do a whole Audacious player.
Well, here's the thing. There are people that have made a lot of money off Jesus Loves Me. Look up Cedarmont Kids,
Oh, yeah.
and they have,
Bro, see, you know See My Kids? I grew up with that family.
dude, it's like they have hundreds of millions of plays on some of these things. And YouTube, like Jesus Loves Me on YouTube has 90 million views and it's terrible animation. Let me tell you, there's a business idea. Quiver Kids started as kids music, just into Suno with Forrest Frank style, and just like trying and then putting animation to it.
But
That was the original idea.
We should talk off pod about that. And then maybe we'll have another podcast in 6 months about this.
But you said Suno like takes your stuff or something. But whatever.
I
No,
want
we've got
to
a pretty good flow
I want to
for
take
that.
a step back, like kind of macro, and how is walking with the Lord, like with you and your wife, like you've gone. I'm in a similar state as you, where I was in ministry for 10 years,
Yeah.
and now I'm doing this capital investment tech world stuff like that. Like yesterday, I'm sitting on the couch coding. I put my head on the couch and I go, "What in the world am I doing?" I'm like sitting here coding. I said, "I'm not made for this," but it's like, no, but I'm here and I'm doing it. But what has that journey been like from an audacious playground, like God giving you that invitation? Hey, come play on this playground I've created. Like, what has that been like for you in your process with the Lord on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, like bringing things to Him? Yeah, how's that been? Just processing constant transition and going from one thing to the other. Like, yeah.
Well, I think the first thing has been it really put to the test the thought or the fact that my family is my first ministry. And I think leaving proved that I really believe that's true. The problem is, I think I've made the right decision in leaving ministry and caring for my wife and my family first. But I think my mind space and my thought space, like goodness, this is crazy. Like I think this morning I wrote, Lord, help me to be more creative and put more of my leadership energy into my wife and family. Like that was this morning. Because it's so easy to take the creative and leadership. I mean, I'm genuinely like trying to convince my wife to build things. Like last night, I'm like, babe, she loves this new picture book. And I'm like, let's build a picture book and you can sell it. It's your idea, you know? And she's like, that's your idea, Dale. And I'm like, no, it's yours, babe. This is your idea, you know? And I'm like putting this creative and leadership energy into me wanting her to have a side hustle, when in reality, what she needs is me to creatively and like to use my creativity and use my leadership to teach our kids and to take her on dates and love her well and lead our family and make it fun to follow Jesus together. And so I actually think I'm in the journey. I'm figuring it out. I think leaving was good, and it helped me understand that the secular world isn't, you know, it really can be a ministry, a place of ministry. And then I just say the other thing is back to the full circle, like the journey. There was a series, a period of time, honestly, a year ago, where I was failing at the first venture that the family had put me on. And I was really struggling with identity crisis, and that'd be the best summary. I wouldn't say it was like, yeah, it was just identity challenge. And I was tempted by ChatGPT on a work trip. Image generation was tempting to me. So I deleted it, let my life group in, told my wife, kind of let everyone in. And then in that whole, like that is part of what led us to, hey, there needs to be a filtered alternative to AI. In the same way we have Covenant Eyes for the internet, we need light for AI. That actually is a huge part of our journey. So I actually think God has been teaching me a lot in the Audacious playground of leaving ministry, but like even in what the enemy meant for evil, I feel like he's using it for good, because my story is actually far more common. I'll tell people that on phone calls or partners calls, and they'll be like, actually, I made an image of my employee and it took their shirt off and weird stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a crazy, dangerous thing that we have to be aware of. And so I don't know if that's helpful, but I do feel like I'm just still now the harder thing because of the building and the creativity and the opportunity with AI to build so much. The harder thing now is to learn what to say no to and what to focus on. And I mean, I had a buddy text me yesterday and said, I'll give you this amount of money to build me a website and do it by tomorrow morning. And I was like,
Rush fee, $10,000.
no, literally, I said Friday or tomorrow. He said tomorrow. And then he raised the price. And I was like, fine, because it was a simple website. But like, it's those moments where I'm like, I don't know if I should have said yes.
Sure.
But I'm also like, you know, we've got 4 kids and I'm trying to feed the family, and we broke even last month because of car maintenance, you know, or we lost money last month. So it's like, I actually think the genuine challenge that I'm wrestling with today is just like, what does God want me to say yes to is the bigger thing, because I can so quickly be like, idea, build.
Yes.
When in reality,
Totally.
it's like, I am a branch that's meant to be connected to a vine, and that is meant to determine where the fruit comes, not, you know, rogue branch building everything, you know, thinking he can make all these ornaments of fruit, when in reality, like, the fruit comes from the branch being rightly connected to the vine. And I'm just too often trying to create my own fruit, and they look like Christmas tree ornaments. So
It's good.
that's what I feel like I'm learning, and I'm bad at it. And
Welcome to the playground.
hey, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Wow.
What we've enjoyed so much about working with each other, with the group that we have, and then also the people we're able to meet and invite. Well, I guess it's not necessarily an invitation to the playground because we're all already
in it.
But just being like, oh, yeah, you played on the monkey bars.
Good.
We've got some of the
Oh,
same
you
scars.
you hit your tooth on the mic bar and broke it.
Yeah.
Me too.
But man, this has been awesome. As we wrap up,
Yeah.
what are some of the resources and things that have been impactful for you on your journey? Things that have given you life. You already mentioned like the 30-day journal.
Yeah.
Anything else that stands out to you?
Yeah, I think honestly, one of my beefs is that I listened to this worldly podcast called My First Million, and I feel like they do a good job of just like making building things fun. Obviously, theirs is around making the first $1 million, but like, I just wish there were actually more resources around people that had big vision. That's why I like this Audacious Playground. Like, let's dream bigger. Because even with Light, like, we went into Light thinking pretty small. We're going to bootstrap a little tech company. That was our plan. And now we're like, oh, what do we need to do to get this to every Christian in every church? And what does the church really need? Let's build it for them. Like, that's what we're doing right now. And so, and we're starting to dream bigger today, but there aren't like tons of people to learn from or look up to other than the worldly people that were like bullies to get to $1 billion. And you're like, well, I don't want to be a bully.
Yeah.
I want to be faithful. And so I actually genuinely have struggled because I'll find myself listening to that podcast and then getting kind of wrapped up in money and thinking, man, I wish there were some Christians doing this. And so I'm excited for y'all. I think it could be y'all.
Well, we're having fun. So,
Yeah, that is
I think so.
absolutely the intention, because it's a hard road.
Yeah.
And so much of that comes down to our choice in every season, because God's promised to provide for us.
Yes.
And that is something that has really stood out to me in the last few years of, do I believe that enough to stand on it? And in a lot of situations, especially as we started going, the answer was no. It's like when you get to the cliff and God says, I've made a bridge. It's like, yeah, but I don't see it. It's like, cool. Do you believe my word or do you believe what you see? It's like, oh, shoot, I believe what I see.
Yeah.
And like learning to step out more and more. It's like, oh, when your word says it, it's actually true, has allowed us to engage a lot more in the fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, God said it's good. And I've shared this a couple of times on the podcast, but I had a picture, a vision. That's how I
Yeah.
feel like God speaks to me most. But I was in Redding, California, prayer session, and God showed me a picture of Elon Musk. And it's like, this is a dude that's playing with me. He's dreaming with me. It's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But I saw a picture of a playground, and it was like, God was like, I'm inviting you to play in business. And that's kind of like where I was at and stuff. And it was just a clarity point of, it's not that you don't get hurt on a playground, but it was built for you to play.
Yeah,
Not
enjoy
like
it,
be
yeah.
angry about, not to be a bully
Stressed.
about,
Yeah.
stressed about, but to just like, hey, come play.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, yeah, I've got to remind myself, like on the hard days when bills are hitting and it's like, oh yeah, God invited me to play. Still have to get stuff done. There's still responsibilities.
Yeah.
We get to play.
Yeah.
So.
Where can people find the
Light.
greatest Christian AI?
Come on.
ever?
Ask Light. It's in the iOS App Store. Android coming soon. Web app coming soon.
LYTE, right?
LYTE. Good call. Good
Ask
catch.
Light.
Ask Light.
Dale, thanks, brother.
Come on. That's it. That's
Another one in the
pod.
books, baby. I'll
Woo.
catch you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.